Hey guys, so I want to do a quick little comparison here between some of the best smaller phones on the market. We do have the XZ1 compact here, and I want to compare with the iPhone SE, the Galaxy A3 2017, and the beautiful Xiaomi Redmi 4X phone. Beautiful on the pocket, shall we say. So I wanted to compare them here head to head, see how they do stack up. We're going to start them up at the same time and then see the performance here. So let's just get them all in the right position. And in fact, let's just, because the iPhone has a weird place for its button, so we can line this up a little bit. 3, 2, 1, go. So obviously the XZ1 compact is a newer phone here, but I think these older ones can still keep up, particularly when it comes to your single core performance. The iPhone SE, you can see starting up first here with your what is it, iOS 11. The A3 actually started up faster than the newest Sony, which is actually quite funny because this is like a mid-range handset. Well, actually it's lower end in terms of the processor, so it does have a very nice display though, got to say. Even today, we do have as well this one, which is the 4X. I think the main disadvantage with the 4X is the display is a little bit dull, but you know, it's still a pretty nice phone overall. So we're just going to do a speed comparison here, see how the Wi-Fi does compare. So we can just open it up here on all of them. Whoops, this one, and see you can see, oh, this one's not on the right one, so Sony wants to cheat here. There we go. So we'll start with Sony. So I think the 4X doesn't support 5G, which is a bit lame, but it should still get quite a decent score. Nearly as good as the Sony here actually today. We did also do a water test with the 4X and it's still working even today. I mean, seriously, it's a really durable phone. And you can see here the Wi-Fi is fantastic, given that it doesn't have, you know, the full wireless AC support. And the upload, very decent as well. iPhone SE. I think we were expecting a new iPhone SE from Apple, but they didn't release one. It would have been pretty awesome if they did, because it is the cheapest iPhone that you can get, and it does come with very good performance overall. You can see beating the XZ1 comfortably when it comes to Wi-Fi. No second chances tonight. And finally, the A3, which is due for a new one in 2018. Should have all bezel-less display, according to leaks. Wow, it's really going for it. Look at that. So A3 is the winner here. Nice. And Sony is third, as usual. So we're going to have a look here at something else. Let's have a look at the Geekbench performance here. See how they do compare. I'm going to speed it up, obviously. This one. So interestingly enough, I still haven't got an update on my A3 in terms of the latest Android. So, you know, I don't know what Samsung's playing at, but it is quite annoying, got to say. You do get your Android Oreo here, which should improve the performance no end compared to Marshmallow, which I think these two are on. iOS 11 here will be interesting to see if there's any improvement on the benchmark here. So I think we do have a winner here in terms of the benchmark. We can see iPhone SE still getting amazing score when it comes to the single core here, and comparing with one it was on iOS 10. If we look back down here, we can see it was getting 2010. So now you're getting like a full 200 up. Yes, well, to 200 more in terms of the single core, which is pretty amazing. Got to say, we do have as well, I think, an improvement in terms of the multi-core. Let's just have a look here. So we can see even higher for the multi-core again. So that is a massive step up for iOS 11. This is the latest iOS 11 0.2, so that does fix some issues. I think for next year you can see we definitely need better single core for the A series, because that does seem to be where it falls down, as well as obviously software support. So it's not even getting 1000. In terms of the latest from Sony, we are getting nearly 2000 in terms of the single core, which is very nice. How does that compare with some of the phones? You can see it's just above like your Note 7, S7 Edge, etc. So maybe that is the very like minimalistic kind of screen, helping the performance a little bit. Then again, I would have expected the processor to be at least on par with the iPhone SE. But not I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, given how high the iPhone 8 does benchmark. So we are still waiting for the 4X, which obviously is coming with, I think, Snapdragon 430, which they shouldn't even sell anymore. I mean, you can see here the performance is pretty bad when it comes to benchmarking. But in terms of the value, it is the cheapest phone, so I'm not going to go too hard on it overall. We can just, while that is finishing, do a quick comparison of the pros and cons here of each phone. So with the Sony, you are arguably getting the best camera overall, because it's coming with the 3D creator thing, which I'm sure you may have seen on some other reviews. You can actually create like a 3D like impression on someone's face, which is pretty awesome. I don't even know where it is actually. It should be in here somewhere, but it is pretty cool that I've seen some people using it. So you're getting probably the best camera experience overall in terms of the Sony. The iPhone SE isn't far off though. It's a little bit older. It's coming with the same camera as the 6S, and I think in terms of the form factor, it's a little bit smaller here. So it's even smaller, I'd say, than the Sony, which in itself is quite small. But the actual iPhone SE is actually thin as well. So it's got a timeless design here. An absolutely fantastic form factor. You're also getting a headphone jack, which Apple doesn't give you anymore, which is quite nice. And obviously it is also the cheapest iPhone you can get, so it's going to be supported for quite a while in terms of software updates. The A3, waterproof, dust resistant, beautiful display, probably the best display out of all of these, if we're going to be honest. I think it's 720p still, but in terms of the colours, etc., and brightness, it blows away these lot. But it does come with the limitations, obviously, that we have discussed, like slow software updates, and not everyone does like the TouchWiz here. But so if you can get used to it, I still think it's an excellent buy. Great battery life, and is a good all-rounder here. Try and stretch. Oh yeah, you also get the active display, which obviously you don't get, I don't think, with these two, which is very useful actually. But I'd say try and stretch for the A5, which gives you a little bit better overall in terms of the spec. So the 4X has finished here, and I think in terms of the benchmark, you can see where it's suffering here compared to the A3. So yeah, just a quick little comparison here between some of the best smaller phones you can buy. If you've got any questions, you let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.